Good morning, afternoon, or evening, folks. Welcome to November. Things are really starting to get cold, aren't they? You can expect tons of rain and no happiness. Welcome back to the Rail. How about some school news? The haunted house was a success, but JagTV was unfortunately unable to get footage from the inside. But I guess that kind of makes sense, because what kind of surprise would it be if we showed you what was in there? They might run it next year, who knows? Let's take a look at the calendar for this month. Infamous no school November is. This week is a 4-day week, which means no school on Friday. Next week is a 2-day week. Insane. The following week after that is a 5-day week, which sucks. And the last week, which is Thanksgiving week, only has 3 days in the week. So yeah, no school November, again, rings true. The mock election has been completed, and we have the results in. I was able to talk to Lorenzo Alazas, one of the heads of the project, to tell me exactly how it went and what he thought of the election.
I was a little disappointed by voter turnout. See, I was expecting upwards of maybe 300, 400 people, but only 153 people voted. And in reality, only like 10 or 15 of those actually came to the library to vote. The rest, we just sort of went around the library and collected votes from them. Only from the people who are willing, of course, so. The results, on the other hand, were as I expected. Hillary Clinton won, Ron Wyden and Suzanne Bonamici were reelected to Congress. Kate Brown was reelected. I don't have the specific numbers on the other measures, but what I can tell you is that Measure 97 failed and Measure 100 also failed. This isn't really indicative of how the actual results are going to be like, considering the proportion of voters to population is really disproportionate, but yeah, at this point, it's interesting how it all turned out.
So what's my opinion on all this? Well, I personally would have liked to see 97 pass. I like the idea behind it. The specifics are what a lot of people who are anti-97 talk about. I don't know, I'll be honest, I don't know much about the specifics of 97, but I like the base idea itself. So I think it would have been interesting to see it pass amongst a majority non-informed voter base, like here at school, versus the entire country, or at least the entire state, that is. So yeah, I like the idea. The specifics are a bit more foggy, but I would have liked to see it pass anyways. Everything else to me seems okay, except Clinton being elected is a bit controversial. I personally just don't like her, but I guess I expected this. The school in general and the state in general is very liberal, and so Clinton being elected is to be expected. Of course, it's not the perfect outcome in my opinion, but it is to be expected. What are your thoughts on this? Be sure to let me know in the comments. Let me know on Twitter. Anywhere, you can tell me what you think. Have your opinion heard. Let's go outside the school for some news. The actual election is next Tuesday, and if you are registered to vote, vote, because your vote actually does count. But here's a question. Your vote counts, but does it matter? Let's have a quick philosophical discussion here on the show. What's the difference between your vote counting and your vote mattering? I think there's a big difference, personally. In my opinion, your vote always counts. It's always going to be counted, it's always going to be quantified, and it's always going to be posted up on the news and everywhere once the election is done. But the difference between this and your vote mattering is huge. Your vote counting is quantitative, but your vote mattering is qualitative. A lot of people would argue that just by extension your vote would matter because it counts, but really it's more of a gray area than that. Does your vote really matter in this country? One vote, does it really make a huge difference? I personally would argue that yes, your vote does make a difference even if it is just one, because a large pool of people have the same exact opinion. They think that it's just one vote and it doesn't really matter, but really, when there's so many people that do that, it adds up over time. Some people that I know have also told me that your vote doesn't matter just because the election is going to come out the way it's supposed to anyway, because of the Electoral College and the way that works. And personally, I think the Electoral College is pretty terrible as a voting system. A first past the post voting system, which basically means that the person with the most votes wins, is not always a perfect system. More than half the country could vote for 2 candidates, but the third candidate has more votes than the first 2, but still a majority of the country voted against that last candidate and he would still win. The system is just kind of crazy overall. Halloween seemed a success. The weather was actually pretty good. It was pretty foggy, which is awesome for a Halloween night. And for all the time that I was out there, I did not see a single clown. Hallelujah. For anybody that is interested in video games like I am, it is officially November, the month of the new video game. Let go of your wallets, let that money sit for a little bit longer, and you'll be rewarded, because by the end of the month, tons of new games are going to be coming out. So keep your eyes open and keep your wallets intact. Quick senior update for today. Jostens visited today, and if you missed them, then you can always go online and fill out the same thing, get your stuff a little bit later in the year. No biggie. Remember that college application week is still going on this week. Sign up, start some applications, get some letters of recommendation, apply for Oregon Promise, do all of these things. It's very important for us seniors to get ahead on the college experience before the end of the year. Seems like that's all I've got for you today, boys and girls. If you liked it, please leave a like, leave a comment. You want to tell me how I'm doing. Subscribe for more on the rail. Follow me on Twitter at CHSTheRail. Thank you for spending a little bit of your day with me, and I will see you guys on Thursday.